So that brings us to today. And as Jan has shared, our message today is standing on Shiva. So how do we do that? How do we stand on Shiva? So Jan has already shared a little bit about who Shiva is, and I'm going to share a little bit more with you. So briefly, Lord Shiva is a Hindu deity who is known as the destroyer within the Hindu Trinity. He is the Lord of meditation, depicted seated in deep meditation. Shiva is thought to be humankind's first teacher who taught through silent meditation and served as an example to achieve freedom from the cycle of death and rebirth. He is also known as the Lord of Lords and is the most popular god of Hindus. Shiva has long been described as the first yogi. He is known as the one who first put the seed of yoga in the human mind. So I want to share a picture because I love a visual. I'm going to share a picture of Lord Shiva. Can y'all see that? Good. So I'm going to share some other symbols. Some of them Jan has already mentioned when she was guiding us in the meditation. The trident, it represents Shiva's three aspects of creator, preserver, and destroyer. The cobra represents passion and desires. By wearing the snake around his neck, Shiva conveys to all his devotees that he has overcome his earthly desires. The bull, the symbol of cosmic order or law. When you are righteous and truthful, the infinite, innocent consciousness is with you. Ligam symbolizes raw power, represents the seed of the universe, demonstrating Shiva's quality of creation. River Ganga flows from the Shiva's divine head. It represents knowledge that flows. The tiger skin. Shiva wears a tiger skin, which symbolizes the victory of the divine force over animal instinct. Bees. Shiva carries a string of bees in his right hand. This symbolizes grace and a meditative life. And third eye, and Jan guided us to connect with our third eye, which was so beautiful and so deep and so powerful. The third eye signifies the destruction of the world of Maya, the world of illusion. It is an eye of wisdom, which provides us with the faculty to distinguish what is right and what is wrong. And Ernest Holmes refers to Maya in the Science of Mind text. He writes, the illusion of the mind, the mirror of the mind is Maya. He also says, the illusion is in the way we look at things. So I'm going to stop share just so I can see more of you all. So I hope that gives you a good sense of who Lord Shiva is and some of his qualities, because this is what we get to stand upon. When we say stand on Shiva, this is what we're talking about. Those qualities of Shiva is what we get to stand on. So I want to share one of the Hindu stories of Shiva. And there are so many, but I'm going to share this one that CSL shared in the outline for today's talk. I just want to get something. Because I'm hot, y'all. So I need my little fan right now. All right. So this is one of the stories of Shiva. There's a battle taking place between the gods and the demons. and the demons are winning. And the gods turn to Durga, known as the goddess of compassion and mothering, to do something. Out of her forehead sprang the fierce warrior goddess, Kali. Kali proceeded to destroy the demons, but in her frenzy, she began killing everybody. Shiva, the destroyer of illusion, throws himself upon her feet, allowing her to come to herself and stop the mindless killing. So there's a lot of symbolism in this story. The battle that's taking place is the battle that takes place where? Within us. The battle that takes place within us. We're talking about our theme, speaking truth to circumstances. The battle that we sometimes have with the circumstances and the conditions of our life. The battle is the world of effects, because we know that circumstances, conditions are effect. They are not cause, right? The battle with our personal reality with a small r, and the truth reality with a large R. The battle of trying to figure it out with our own limiting understanding. We get caught up in doing it our own way. Anyone get caught up in doing it their own way? Thinking they know what's best? I think every single hand should go up. Gonna have to fan on that one. Yes, we get caught up in the world of 10,000 things. We get caught up and then we become frenzied like Callie did. And we just want to kill everything that's in our way, right? We want to kill what might happen. We want to kill what had happened. We want to kill people who we think caused it to happen. But until we turn away from the condition, from the circumstance, by destroying our perspective, we are going to be in a world of chaos. We are going to be in a world of chaos. Shiva, the destroyer of illusion, threw himself upon Kali's feet, allowing Kali to stop and to come to her right mind. When we go to war with conditions, we can get lost in the battle, forgetting our real purpose. Some of us are at war with ourselves. We're at war with the past. We're at war with forgiveness. We're at war with people in our lives. We're at war with our thoughts. We're at war. Some of us are at war with our very purpose for being here. What brings us back is remembering who we are and standing on the truth of our purpose, standing on the truth of Shiva's, right? So we can turn to those qualities of Shiva that I mentioned to sustain us, to ground us, to anchor us, to stop us. Sometimes we just need to, I can't say stop, sometimes we always need to stop. When you find yourself out of your mind, in a frenzy, running in circles, hyperventilating, we need to stop. I say take a sacred pause, take a deep breath. Gather yourself up is what I do, right? I go, girl, where are you going? And I go get myself. And I gently bring her back. I just gently bring her back and I say, it's okay. It's okay. Where are you going? Come back. Remember. Y'all think I'm playing. I really do this. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. So the qualities that we get to stand on are creator, preserver, destroyer, passion, desire, righteousness, truth, power, knowledge, wisdom, divine force, grace, simple living and meditation to stop us, to stop us, to stop us when we find ourselves in that battle with our circumstances, with the conditions that may challenge us. Again, the conditions are temporary. If we could just remember that right there, that this too shall pass, if we could stop ourselves long enough to remember that, half the battle would be won. Yes? When it feels like we are fighting for our lives, those circumstances and those conditions seem so real. I don't want anybody coming up to me saying, oh, it's just an illusion. No, get out of my face. It's real to me in this moment. It feels very real, right? So we don't deny what we're going through. We don't deny the challenge. We don't deny the circumstances or the conditions, but we have a choice. We have a choice about the way in which we will be with it and be with ourselves. We can take a stand for ourselves. We can stop by standing on Shiva. We can use the power of Shiva to speak truth to the circumstance, to speak truth to that which feels like it is destroying you. What are the illusions that have taken form in your life that need to be destroyed? What are they? Are these circumstances representing the opportunity for you to stop and stand on Shiva? Could it simply be an opportunity for you to remember who you are again, to come out of that you're being hypnotized by the condition, Rev Dev, right? Is it an opportunity for you to stop, come out of that daze and recall and remember who you are? Ernest Holmes writes this in the Science of Mind text. He writes, form comes and goes, but it is not self-knowing. Form is within the formless. Form is not an illusion, even when it is in the form of disease. It then represents a false conclusion, but it is as real as it is supposed to be. If the formless did not take form, spirit would never arrive at self-realization. Forms come and go, but the power back of them is changeless. Form is temporary, but the mind is eternal. What Ernest Holmes is reminding us of is that the circumstance is simply the form. It is real. The form is real. It's as real as this fan. It's as real as Zoom. It's as real as this room. It's not an illusion, right? However, it is not who we are. I am not this fan, right? I am not this room, right? It represents a false conclusion. If one day I come up to you and say, I'm really a fan, that's a false conclusion, right? If I had an argument with my husband and I said that he is an elephant, that would be a false conclusion. So sometimes we make the form the conclusion. We make the form the truth of the situation. And all that does is distract us from coming back to who we truly are. So a lot of times, this false conclusion comes from us trying to figure it out, right? One of my pet peeves with some of my friends, when they jump to confusion, not even to conclusion, they just jump to confusion, is they say to me, well, I figured that you would ... And I will always say to them, stop figuring, right? Because figuring ain't it. And what they are relying upon is their own limited understanding of the situation, their own limited understanding of me, their own limiting understanding of themselves and whatever the situation is that they may be in. So I love the book of Proverbs. If you want to read any book in the Bible, if that's your thing, read the book of Proverbs. Proverbs tells us how to live our life. And one of the favorite chapters in Proverbs for me is chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. So I'm going to read you two versions of this because I just want you to hear the languaging. So the first one is the classic King James version. In my grandmother's universe, there was no other version but King James version. This is what it says. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So that's the classic version. I have another Bible that's called the Message. And it keeps it more like into today's language, and it's more pronoun friendly. This is what it says. Trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out anything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go. God is the one who will keep you on track. Now, that's pretty plain, right? That is the message. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen to God's voice in everything and in everywhere that you go. God is the one who will keep you on track. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop relying on your own limited resources. Some of us are standing on being right. I sometimes stand on being right. My name is Melissa, and sometimes I stand on being right. I'm in recovery for it, right? But I recognize it more and more quickly, right? And then I go gather myself up. I say, okay, girl, what you doing? Everybody can't be wrong. Some of us are standing on pride. There's a saying that goes, pride goeth before the fall. Pride goeth before the fall. So let's be humble with ourselves. Yes? Before you fall, stop and go within. Listen to God's voice, that still small voice, that indwelling spirit, the all-knowing, the everywhere present, the infinite intelligence. Stand on God's understanding, not solely on your own. That will keep you on track. That will limit your time on the battlefield. Come on, y'all. That will keep you off the battlefield. Keep you off of the battlefield. That will keep you in perfect peace. For we know that keeping our minds steadfast on God and trusting God keeps us in perfect peace. And the other thing I want you to know, I was just having this conversation with a dear friend of mine who believes that the universe is testing her. And that's why she's having such a challenge. But this is what I believe, and you don't have to agree with me. I don't believe the universe tests us. I don't believe that God tests us. I do not. The battle is not a test. The universe is not testing us. The universe is not teasing us. The universe is not tempting us. Each battle is an indication that our school is simply in session, as Gary Zukav loves to write about in The Seat of the Soul. It is an opportunity for the renewal of our mind. It is an opportunity for us to remember that we are standing on the truth. that we are precious. We are precious, and the universe is conspiring for our ever-expanding good, not to trip us up, not to see if we're going to pass or fail, not to punish us. When we stand on the truth of whose we are, that is all that we need when we find ourselves in a battle for our very lives. So we can use the qualities of Shiva to support us in remembering to come to our right mind, to see with our third eye and stop the mindless killing of who God created us to be. It's time to channel your inner Shiva and take a stand for life, for your life, for our sisters and brothers' life, for our siblings' life. It is time that we take a stand for each other. The time is now, y'all. The time is now to take a stand. And guess what? You don't have to feel ready. Some of us get caught up in, well, I'm not really ready yet. I need to have these things in place before I live my divine life, right? You don't have to be ready. You do not have to be ready. The only thing you need is to be willing, to just have a willingness, to have a little faith, right? Are you willing to stand in the depth of who you truly are? Just a willingness to do so. The ready will catch up. The ready will catch up. That saying, ready, set, go, I flip it. I was reading Draw the Circle, that book, the 40 days, Draw the Circle. And one of the days is flipping ready, set, go to go, set, ready. Just go. Go live your divine life that was designed for you. Go. You are qualified right now to go. Just move. Just move. Take a baby step. That's all that is required, because you are not a problem. You are not a problem. If you grew up and someone told you that you are a problem, what is wrong with you? There is nothing wrong with you, beloved. You are not a problem. You are not the condition. You are not your circumstances. Take a stand for who you truly are. You are wondrously made. Stop and go within. Stop and go within. So let us remember that when we are standing on Shiva, we are standing for the creation of our lives. We are standing for preserving our right mind. We are standing and destroying the illusions of conditions. We are standing as passion and desire. We are standing as righteousness. We are standing in the truth by using the power of good, divine knowledge and wisdom. You are a divine force individualized. You are experiencing grace and simple living and meditation. So stop. Practice your truth statement. Do something today to anchor yourself in standing in the truth of who you are. Speak it every single day. We have to do something different if we want to have a different life. It's as simple as that. If we keep doing what we've been doing, we're going to keep getting what we got. If you want something different, we have to do something differently. By being who we are truly here to be, living in our divine purpose, standing as Shiva, destroying all illusion that we are not worthy, that we are not lovable, that we are not safe, destroying the illusion and knowing that we could lean on God's understanding to guide us, to clear the path for us so that we could stand upright, knowing that we are a blessing and we are blessed. So I want to close this. I want to close this with a quote from Yogi Maharishi. I always say his name wrong. Maharishi. So he's the Hindu religious leader who introduced the practice of transcendental meditation to the West. And I'm a TMer. I just been a TMer for about a year or so. And I tell you, this form of meditation has transformed my life, So I meditate 20 minutes at a time, twice a day. I focus, I choose my mantra, but the wonderful thing about this is that it's gentle and kind. There's no judgment in the meditation. There's no, I did it wrong, I did it right. There's no, oh, I fell asleep, I messed it up. Sleep is a part of the meditation. Thinking, having thoughts is a part of the meditation. That right there set me free. I was like, what? Thoughts are part of my meditation? Well, I'm going to get an A on this, right? So I want to share this from Maharishi. He said, analyzing a problem to find its solution is like trying to restore freshness to a leaf by treating the leaf itself, whereas the solution lies in watering the root. I'm going to say that one more time. Analyzing a problem, we could substitute a problem for a circumstance, a condition, something that we're going through, right? Analyzing a problem to find its solution is like trying to restore freshness to a leaf by treating the leaf itself, whereas the solution lies in watering the root, going deep, going within.